And congratulations on your performance today, but it's coming at a defeat. What are your thoughts on the game this afternoon?
Um, I know, obviously, today's performance wasn't at the levels that we need to be at. We wasn't good enough. We have to improve on that, and we have to go from there. We've got games coming fast, and if we want to get out of the situation that we're in, then we need to start picking up points.
Can you take any consolation from making a couple of fantastic saves in a game like that?
Yeah, obviously, I'm pleased with how I played, but I'd rather it come in a win and not in a defeat. I'm always going to be team over my performance. So the most disappointing thing we take away from the game is that we lost it.
Lots of attacking players in the team today. You know, on paper, when you look at the team sheet, it looks like there should be opportunity to score goals. It didn't happen. It must be frustrating, not just for those players, but for everybody, that there wasn't many decent scoring chances this afternoon.
Yeah, no, we need more from everyone, not just them players. Obviously, they are in the team to try and create chances and get goals, but we've got to provide them the ball in good areas and in good situations. That means they can show their quality, and I don't think we did that enough today. So it was hard for them, and we're going to have to improve on that.
The new head coach has come in this week. What are your thoughts on him and the task that he's facing?
No, obviously everyone knows the task he's come into, and he probably knows the challenge himself that we're not in the greatest place at the moment. But I think with him there, we can go with his structure and we can move on and we can try and get out of this situation, because obviously he's come and he's given us a clear idea of the way he wants us to play with the ball and without the ball, so we can follow that and get out of this situation.
It looks tough at the moment, but you've got to keep going, haven't you?
Yeah, no, we do. That's the only thing we can do. There's no point sitting there and feeling sorry for ourselves. We've got games Wednesday, Saturday, and then that's how it's going to be till the end of the season. We know that, and we need to play games and win games, and that's the only way we're going to get out of this situation.
And sometimes in the recent history of this club, they've had great results against teams that perhaps weren't expected to beat. Leicester, Sunderland earlier this season. You've got Burnley and Sunderland coming up next two. Statement of the obvious, but you're going to need to play better in those games against teams of that quality, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. We know the challenges that are coming up. The two great teams that we're going to face. They're right up there in the top end of the division, but we know what we've shown throughout the season in glimpses that we can be a really good team as well. So we have to put our best foot forward and show that on Wednesday.
Thank you for coming to see us, Dan, and good luck for the forthcoming games.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, Dan, again, well done on your individual performance. Is it good? Some fans maybe unfairly might associate you more with what you can do with your passing and with your feet. So is it nice, from a completely personal point of view, that you can show you can make those really big saves too?
Yeah, no, I know my level as a goalkeeper, as well as part of being a goalkeeper now is being good with your feet. But our main thing is to keep the ball out of the net, and obviously this season we've conceded a lot of goals. Some I can admit I can do better on, and some obviously we've conceded way too many chances as well. So I don't think we're doing that now. The chances we concede are a lot less normally, and then I'm there to try and show what I can do and keep the ball out of the net.
I know yourself and Connor had to get on well, but has it been, before you come back into the team due to his unfortunate sort of injury problem, how frustrating was that for you, sort of under the previous manager? Obviously, you want to be playing.
Yeah, no, it's tough. Obviously, my idea when I came here was to play, and me and Connor get on, and that's how I think it should be. We don't pick the team. Whoever's going to be in goal, we support each other, and then that's where we go from. I've got to show my best when I play, and obviously Connor wants to do the same. But yeah, it was a frustrating period being out of the team, but now obviously my chances here have come a bit when Connor's got injured, which I'd obviously prefer it not to be that way. But I can only do what I can do when I'm on the pitch.
And just in terms of the new manager and what he asks of you, obviously I noticed today you're still passing out in sort of open play, but more often maybe going longer with the goal kicks. I'm assuming that's kind of what different managers want, different things.
Yeah, no, obviously every manager has their own way. We probably played out a lot more from goal kicks than maybe we will do in the future. We go from what the manager asks of asks of us. Obviously, if he wants us to go along from goal kicks, then that's what we'll do.
And finally, for me, I know, there's a clip from the manager when he first met you all and speaking to you all, and a lot of fans getting very excited about that. I know the results this week haven't been great, but seems like he's got a big presence in a room, can hold a room, and I know speaking well doesn't mean points, but what vibes have you got from him on a personal level?
No, I think everyone, obviously everyone's seen the video from that was out there, and everyone enjoyed it, and same as the players, and the way he speaks every day, it gives you a good feeling. It gives you something we can get behind. Yeah, the results, his first 2 games haven't been the best for us as a team, but it's tough. He's just come into the job, and we've got to show that on the team. It's not anyone else's problem. It's us on the pitch that we've got to prove that we can win games.
Miron, a frustrating afternoon. What's your assessment of what you saw?
Very disappointed because we just simply lacked the desire to win duels first. These are basics. We had some injury problems over the last couple of days, some injury doubt. We also had to adapt the system because you cannot play with a back three if you only have 2 centre backs. But I don't think this was the problem. We just lacked the physicality, and the difference between our physicality and the physicality of QPR was just immense in everything, defensively, offensively, in the set plays, on the throw-ins. And there we struggled. And again, the most important thing today was just the willingness to win the duels, because it's not always about the physicality and the height. If I, for example, can mention one player, Julio Pleggy, he tried, and he's not 195 centre back, but he tried to compete every single duel against Frey, a very big and strong target player. But we lack that desire on other positions just to win duels. And if you can't win duels, you don't have a chance. And I think we've been today far away from deserving even a point, far away. And that's the reality. And from there on, we have to move. But first of all, we have to admit that was not enough today. Not enough today. And if we want to have a chance to compete and have a chance to take this massive challenge that will remain or stay in front of us, we need to be more competitive. We need to play with more conviction in the duels, and we need to get also more physical. This is a very physical league, and if we don't do this, we will struggle. So right now, it was a very frustrated performance. I agree, but we are now on the ground. But that's also the perfect opportunity to get up and you try again. You can get on the ground. You can have also a performance like this, and we all hate it because we love this game. We don't like to lose, but the way we lost today was not good. So we have to change this ASAP.
I know you won't make excuses, but I could sort of make the excuse for you that obviously it's still not been very long at all, and it's been game. But it felt on commentary, to me, it felt like on the ball it was quite sloppy a lot of the time, and I know you're big on sort of getting players into the box and having that attacking threat, and with the one shot on target at home. How much of a concern was that for you?
Look, a lot of things have been negative today, okay? But there are also so many things we have to improve. It's obvious. And I'm not long here, I'm just here for a week, and I don't like excuses at all. I like to find solutions. I like to face also the reality, and the reality is tough. The reality is also that we are struggling defensively, we are struggling offensively, but especially at home games, we have to be more dangerous. And we had today with Morgan, with Baidu, with El Haj, and also with Hardy, 4 offensive players on the pitch, but we just didn't manage to have those moments, and it was sloppy. It was sloppy. I know in football we have sometimes games like this. It's also part of this, but we have to find solutions, and we have to also to get up as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. I think we are also looking for some reinforcement. We will need this to strengthen up our squad.
Do you feel like the reinforcements will be very soon? Do you know of anything that might be close, or is you got to be patient?
Let's see. We have to. We have to, because it's I think it's busy for all the clubs, and right now it's very, very hectical. But I think we are on a good way to support this current stuff with new players.
And the goal that won the game for QPR today, I know you wouldn't like to single out any players. It felt like Barley Mumba had a bit of a difficult time sometimes out there today, and obviously it was his miscontrol which essentially led to the goal. Did you feel like Dan Grimshaw made the great first save? I know you said after the Oxford game that's what he's there to do, but some of the saves there weren't just ordinary today, were they as well?
For sure, but that goal was a little bit the summary of our sloppy performance also today, and I said it also towards the team after the game, after the home game. If our GK is the best player on the pitch, then something is wrong. We have to change this mentality. We have really to change this mentality, and we will try very, very hard. And again, it's a long journey. Right now, a lot of things are negative. Right now, we are on the ground, but I also always ways up and finding solutions also for this situation.
And final one for me, Miron. A few players were missing today, as you mentioned. The likes of Connor Hazard, Brendan Galloway, Cornell Suge, Michael Obafemi wasn't in the squad today. Do you hope to have any of those available for you on Wednesday?
Let's see. The centre backs for sure not. I think also with Hazard we have to be patient. Otherwise we could lose him for weeks and months. And it's a day-by-day evolution.
Thank you.
Thank you, James.
James, you just give the...
Was Michael Obafemi injured today, Miron?
No, he was not injured this time, but I just chose that was the best selection we could have for today. It was a decision.
He can't play against Burnley on Wednesday because he's on loan from Burnley. Is there any prospect of him going back to Burnley and ending his loan spell?
That's right now not the moment to speak about this. He's not selectable and not available, and from there on I can prepare and I can move.
You answered James's questions very, very well. I thought the one I was going to ask you about was to have a team with Whittaker, Baidoo, Al Hajj and Hardy in it and pose as little attacking threats.
Yeah.
How can you explain that? It doesn't make sense, does it?
No, not at all. But that's why I'm saying it was this game today, and it was a frustrating game, and it was sloppy, and we also really don't deserve to grab a point. We are not even close to grab a point. But that was also the message, because if we can admit first the situation we are in, then we can think about finding solutions. And you mentioned all those 4 players. I think they can do it better. They can do it better for sure. And our task is now to support them, to give them also the possibility to perform.
How important is it to get players in now, new players, to add to quality of the squad, but also to help the existing players that you've got and give them a lift?
For sure, and that's a fair question, and I like this, and a fair comment also. It's not only about getting the players in; it's about supporting this current squad, and they need this. And Argyle was very clear to me. That was the last 10 days, 12 days that they are pushing and they are preparing also the necessary support for the team. And I think in the next couple of days we will also have some players here.
Would you be disappointed if you didn't have at least 1 or 2 signings in before the Burnley game?
No. It's not about being disappointed. It's finding solutions. Okay, I know that time is ticking because the schedule is heavy, but also for the other teams, it's about also finding the right personality and the right character, players who realize the urgent situation we are in, ready to come here, to fight, to support, and to find a way out. If we can manage to do this, we have a chance also to stay up.
It must make it harder to bring players in, though, when the team are bottom of the table. That is a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, but then you know that they have the right character to pick also up this challenge, and the challenge will remain for the next weeks and months. And that's also a situation we have to accept. And if we can accept this situation, we will also be able to challenge the situation.
things change very quickly in football. Last Saturday, everyone was very happy up at Brentford. It's the opposite feelings today. It's a bit of a roller coaster, isn't it, being a football manager?
Yeah.
How do you make sure that the players' heads don't drop? And, you know, I'm not saying
Yeah. No,
the task is big, isn't it?
Understand, because that's football, and that's also football gives you the opportunity to get up. Right now we're on the ground, no doubt. We know it, they know it, we can all feel it. But tomorrow we will get up again and we will try. And the good thing about football, you have normally 2-3 days in between, and you have the chance to show it again, and we will.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Leading straight on from there, you've got a bit more time, haven't you? Because Burnley's a Wednesday fixture, so you've actually got one more day, possibly. Does that make any difference at the moment, really?
Yeah, everything counts. Everything was so compact over the last days for us, for me. So we have a day more to prepare. Potentially maybe a day more to get also players inside. Potentially a day more to recover injured players. So every minute counts for us, so we can prepare ourselves best possible.
We know you to be a very positive person, and you've given us good reasons why you are. But you know, how will you deal with this in the immediate sort of, you know, in the next few days? Do you still have the same mindset as when you came in? Really?
Yeah.
You were quite realistic about it, weren't
these moments
you?
are part of our game.
Yeah.
Those difficult moments are part of our business. It's part of being coach. For me, it's most important to take as much pressure as possible from the team. And if the pressure can go towards me, I don't have any problem with that. And if I can protect the players, but no excuses. It wasn't good today.
No, that's
it was
good.
not good today, and I have to be clear with the team that we haven't been good today, are not good enough today. So that's the message. But from there on, we have to support again, and we will support.